It's a windy day in Pratumnak Hill. It's stop number 16 on my 30 Thai cities in 30 days. And I know that Pratumnak Hill, some wouldn't necessarily call it a city, but it's probably one of the most popular places in Thailand for expats to live. So that's why I'm putting it on my 30 Thai cities in 30 days. But first, where am I standing exactly right now, and where is Pratumnak Hill? Let me show you a map and put the drone up. If you look at the map, you'll see that it lies right in the middle of Pattaya Central and Jomtien. The best landmark to identify it might be the Pattaya sign, which lies on the north side of Pratumnak Hill. And another way to identify it is many people are familiar with the Pattaya viewpoint, which also lies on Pratumnak Hill, along with the Intercontinental Hotel and Conference Center, all on the north side. But then if we go up to the popular Big Buddha in Pattaya, and if we look down from there, we will see the south side of Pratumnak Hill, and this is the most popular area for expats. And there are three main thoroughfares, or Pratumnak 4, 5, and 6, and you'll see they all lead to the ocean. And Pratumnak 4 is really popular for cafes, and it's sometimes called Breakfast Street. And then Pratumnak 5, it's probably my favorite road in this area because it just feels, it reminds me a little bit of California. When you look down the road and you see all the shops and it leads to the ocean. And it also has my favorite coffee spot there called King of Coffee. And then you have Pratumnak 6, and that is well known for the Pratumnak Hill night market. And then each of those, 4, 5, and 6, will lead you right to Yin Yam Beach. And for today's vlog, I'm just going to try to get a feel of Pratumnak Hill as much as I can in a very short period of time. Go visit an apartment for rent, go visit some local establishments, talk to some expats who live here, and then give you a rating. Would I choose, or how would I rate Pratumnak Hill as a place to live as an expat, and is it worthwhile to visit as a tourist? And then to finish out the video, I might go visit some evening establishments. For some of you watching, fitness facilities is an amenity that's a priority for you. And I think you won't be disappointed at this place. It's called Muscle Factory here in Pratumnak Hill. It's phenomenal. When you look at the size of it, it's just well stocked, nice modern fitness facility like you would see anywhere, as good as anything in the US or Europe, or maybe better. And I'm standing next to Morris from Melbourne, Australia. He's 59 years old. He has the physique of a 20-year-old.
Thank you.
Man, okay, so
It's a compliment.
this vlog is about living in Pratumnak Hill as an expat. Why? Why do you choose it?
Pratumnak is the Beverly Hills of Pattaya. It has all the proper tourists. It's got that holiday feel about it. It's got the European feel about it. There are a lot of restaurants, cafes, and the people are on the same page when it comes to fitness and health.
It's funny you said the Beverly Hills.
The Beverly Hills of Pattaya.
But you know, I agree with the fact you picked California. I get a feeling of San Diego here. San Diego, which I love.
San Diego, I would have said New York, but New York was the best city in the world at one stage, but it's gone now. So that's why I've gone Beverly Hills.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's the best of the best.
The best of the best
in
of Pattaya.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree.
It's got a different mode.
It's totally different energy.
Correct.
It actually pulls me in. When I go to Central Pattaya, I feel the chaos.
Correct.
It agitates me a bit.
We call that
Jomtien has no soul.
Correct. And we call Pattaya 2-week vendors. They come here for 2 minutes and they hustle and bustle and they go.
Oh, typically.
Where in Pattaya, in Pratumnak, it's a lifestyle when it comes to health, fitness, food, communication, interacting.
How many total years have you been here?
I've been here for 10 years and it was the best thing I've made.
And what is the secret to longevity in Pattaya? Because, like you said, a lot of guys churn after 2 weeks.
Creating your lifestyle and staying healthy. And in my words, alcohol is poison. So I don't drink alcohol. So for me, it's all about lifestyle. And Pattaya, Pratumnak provides that for me. That's why I'm here. That's why I've lasted 10 years. And I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
There's lots to love about this, choosing this neighborhood.
Yeah,
I call it a neighborhood even though it's a location.
Love it.
But what are your like main top 3, 4, 5 things that you absolutely love about this neighborhood?
Obviously the gym, which is a step away from me, the gym. Most effective, meet some great people on the same page. The restaurants, I'm a beach person, so I need water to interact with my soul. So I'm very close to the water, which is the ocean, and the walks. Just the lifestyle in general, just fits in that category what I just mentioned. So
Awesome, man. Nice meeting you.
likewise, mate. All the best, and go Aussies and go USA.
Located right in the heart of Pratumnak is called Sauna. It's nice. It's a nice getaway. It's a great way to restore, and only for about $11, you get the use of all the facilities: sauna, steam, ice bath, swimming pool, and it's literally you can just probably jump over the little rail and land on the beach. So here's what you get. There's a 3-month minimum. It's 20,000 baht per month, or about $600. You can see it's a pretty good floor plan. You have a bedroom, your bathroom, small kitchen, but everything you need to be relatively comfortable. If you just want to come here for a short term, and they do like 3, 6, 12-month lease, but they give no discount for 12 months. Just want to get a little sample of what a little 1-bedroom apartment would cost in Pratumnak Hill. So during my time in Pattaya, my criteria was simple. I wanted something really quiet and comfortable, and this place was perfect. It was about $65 a night. They have a pool. The reception area was nice. There's a little co-working area, a restaurant, and the room's super comfortable. Nice bed, and then of course the bathroom, and there's a little balcony. So this one worked out great. And there's a little balcony, and I was quite content staying right here. It was pretty central in regard to location, easy to hop up to central Pattaya or down to Jomtien. It's called Battle Conquer Gym. You can see the sign behind me. I think it says 990 baht for the month, but for the day pass it's 160 baht, or about $5, and it's good. They have an ice bath, they have steam, and it's just good old school gym. You get any gym that has a poster of Mr. T and Sylvester Stallone up, it's got to be a cool gym. And I love the sign outside. It says something like, for old school gym guys. And that's me. So that's where I'm working out today. And this is Travis. He's from Vancouver, Washington. He travels the world, sets up shop for a couple weeks or a couple months at each destination. This came from Brazil. He's been through Thailand, right? You were in Khao Lak.
Khao Lak, Chiang Mai, Phuket, Rawai, Pattaya, Bangkok.
What'd you think of Rawai and Phuket?
I liked Khao Lak best in Phuket. Rawai was not for me.
No.
Not good.
Okay. And this is your second time back to Pratumnak Hill.
Yeah.
Why did you come back?
I like Dongtan Beach. It's nice. It's close to Bangkok. You can get in and out really easy.
But then why do you come to the gym here in Pratumnak Hill? So you come here because we're kind of in the middle between Pattaya and Jomtien.
Yeah.
But you choose this gym.
I choose this gym. Last time I was here, I stayed right across the street. Came here, loved the gym. Loyalty matters, man. So these people are
You're
good.
comfortable.
Yeah.
But there must be something about this neighborhood that pulls you in. What do you like about it?
Not really. No.
I mean, you come, this is your second time back.
Well, I've got a friend that lives in Pattaya, or Jomtien, and so it's fun to see her. And then I got scuba dive trained here, so I've got my scuba dive family in Pattaya.
Oh man, awesome.
Yeah, so I come see them.
Where's the favorite place in the world for you if you had to live somewhere outside the U.S.?
Napoli, Italy.
Napoli.
Yeah.
They love Maradona there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's good.
And what's your favorite? You said your favorite place in Thailand right now? Khao Lak.
Khao Lak. The beaches are beautiful. There's no people. You get a little motorbike. Life is simple. Up and down Highway 4. Eat some good food. Chill at the beach. Cheap massage. Good routine.
Awesome. Well, listen, look forward to following your travels. I'm going to put your link for IG in the description here.
Cool. And Travis PNW.
We'll follow along your travels.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Phil.
Yeah, you too. Have a good workout.
Take care. Thanks.
Just getting ready to leave the gym, and I meet Aaron from Georgia, and he tells me he loves Pratumnak Hill.
Yeah, that's a good favorite of mine. I definitely like it around here. Good vibes, good people. Definitely a place if you're wanting to just kick back. Even if you're older, if younger, I feel like it has a little bit of everything around here.
How old are you?
23, but I'm 25.
So here's a younger dude who loves Pratumnak Hill. Now, I think a lot of us, me, some of you watching, thinking that this area is really popular for older expats, but young guys like it too.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely noticed it on the beach, especially like when we're down there. You definitely see the older expat vibes going on for sure. But then you do see a lot of the newer school guys coming in. And it's cool to see us like how we wash together. You know, we're both like doing the same things, you know, a lot of like wellness over here, like mental health, fitness stuff, like everything. Gyms, outside gyms, you can see the gym we're at right now, all outside, very sweat orientated. No one really has their shirts on walking around, even though you're supposed to have the etiquette and stuff like that. But it's kind of more of a laid back vibe here. I like it.
And no matter our ages, we all value that.
Yes.
The guys that choose to be here value the same things.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome, Eric.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You as well, brother.
Take a quick break here to show you guys how everything looks. Looks amazing. Seafood salad, stir-fried vegetables, a Thai curry with chicken, and a fresh coconut. This is going to be my meal. Everybody said come to Cabbages and Condoms when you're in Pattaya. It's kind of like a landmark. They also have a restaurant in Bangkok. And it's cool because they give back some of their profits to the community and do some social purpose. And then here in Pattaya, it's nice because there's a swimming pool, they have a hotel, you go down to the beach, and there's some seating a little bit closer down here to the beach. But I'm gonna enjoy this meal. But the food looks phenomenal. And now I'm gonna answer the two questions that I ask on each of these vlogs on 30 Thai cities in 30 days, which is, would I choose to live in Pratumnak Hill as an expat? And is it worthwhile for tourism? I'm answering that now, but then I'm gonna flash into kind of an evening scene where I'm just gonna go out and kind of explore the evening. But I wanna give you my two thoughts on those two questions now. Would I choose Pratumnak Hill for tourism? I don't really feel like it's a tourist destination like Pattaya. That's where the tourists go. I feel like Pratumnak Hill is where you go to kind of get into your daily life routine. So on that note, would I rate it high as an expat? I think it might be the best, I'm gonna call it neighborhood, in the world to live as an expat, particularly for guys over 50, even though all ages and women enjoy it too. It's just a great pocket of the world. I feel it has everything you need to get into a nice daily groove, whether it's fitness, you have your massage, you have physical therapy, you have the beach, you have the ocean. A lot of guys our ages are out exercising and they're very active. And I feel like the lifestyle in Pratumnak Hill is more active than say Jomtien. I feel like Jomtien's a little bit more in a day drinking mode, not for all, but it just feels that way to me. And then Pattaya, of course, is a little bit more raw, there's a little more edge to it. But if you want to experience that and you're living in Pratumnak Hill, it's only 15 minutes away by motorbike. So I do rate Pratumnak Hill right now, of the 30 Thai cities in 30 days, the places I've been so far, is the #1 rated place to live as an expat. As far as a place to visit as a tourist, I think when you come to Pattaya as a tourist, you go to more the central area, or you take a boat to an island. So I'm doing a full ranking. You can see it either on the website, theborderlessoffice.com, or in the description to this video. But now I'm gonna enjoy this meal and then flash out of this daytime scene and transition into the evening and just spend a few minutes exploring Pratumnak Hill after dark. evening time in Pratumnak Hill. I'm gonna give a quick sample of what it's like, and I think we'll start right here on the beach. And across from the beach, there's a 7-Eleven there, and it looks like guys just hang out there. There's a bunch of seating, and people order from the street food and sit there and visit and enjoy something to eat. And then out here on the beach, if you look what's going on here, you have some guys just hanging out on their beach tarp, enjoying the breeze, enjoying the sound of the waves. Got some guys over here playing frisbee, but it's probably a little too windy. And of course you got kids out here. You got some people swimming in the swimming zone, which is kind of nice. So yeah, this is what the beach off of Pratumnak Hill is like in the evening. Gonna keep exploring a bit. Gonna go up the main road here. There's a bunch of little bars and what have you. Poke my head in just briefly and try to give you a sample of what the evenings are like in Pratumnak Hill. So just out here on the beach, I met Craig. He's a California guy. I'm gonna have a seat right here. And how long have you lived in Pratumnak?
I've lived here 9 years now.
Where are you from in California?
Well, I've lived in various places in California, but I left the Thousand Oaks last.
Thousand Oaks?
Yeah.
And why choose, you've been Pratumnak the whole time? Or?
Pratumnak is really unique in a lot of ways. You know, the beaches are, we're on a point here too, which actually makes the water a little cleaner. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I swim sometimes. You know.
just right out here I see there's a swimming zone,
Yeah.
which makes it really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And what else do you do during, what's your typical day? Swim, gym?
I ride motorcycles.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week I ride motorcycles early in the morning. I go out and do about 60, 100 kilometers.
Street or dirt?
No, out on the big highways.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you do little adventures. Where do you ride to?
A couple of different places. I go to a place called Chichen Buddha, which is about 30 kilometers south. There's a big image painted on the mountain.
Yeah.
And there's some nice temples down there. There's a water temple, and it's very quiet, very serene, especially in the morning.
For all the places in Thailand, and you pick here.
Well, originally there were 2 overriding reasons. One is that there's a good hospital right here. It's called Bangkok Pattaya Hospital, and I've used it, and they were good. I can't. And then the other thing is that there is a retirement community from USA and from other countries here. Like these guys are UK, and there's a lot of us here in this area, Pattaya and Jomtien and Pratumnak. There's about, I think this province, Chonburi, has like 14,000 of us. So we're kind of represented here.
Man, awesome, yeah.
If you go to other parts of Thailand, you're not going to be as represented in the local government as you are here.
Nice to talk to Craig. He said he's an avid motorcycle rider. He said he has 4 motorcycles and that he goes on these adventures a couple times a week. He says he also surfs and he swims a lot. So here's where everyone kind of pulls up a chair and gets street food and has a snack out in front of 7-Eleven. But for this next part of the video, I think it's just gonna be a quick poke my head into 1 or 2 places, take the motorbike up this main street, where there's a few bars and what have you, and then prepare to hit the road, because tomorrow is Songkrong video from Bangkok. So I have a lot to get ready for. And by the way, for example, when I rode my motorbike here from Khao Yai, it's a pretty stressful ride. I'll show you the videos from the freeway. But that heaviness and stress and heavy traffic on the freeway, especially like say going Bangkok, Pattaya, for me, it's kind of makes a stressful ride. So that's what I have ahead of me, 3 hours to get back to Bangkok in time for the Songkrong video. And then that's about it. I'm just gonna enjoy my final evening here in the Pattaya area and just do a quick ride up the main strip here, show you guys a little bit of the evening hours in Pratumnak Hill. I'm seated here with Tommy. He's most recently from DC in the US, but now he lives in Pratumnak Hill. And he has a business. It's called Kickin' Chicken. I just ordered some dinner and looking forward to checking it out. But an American living in Pratumnak Hill, why here?
Here it was a little bit less chaotic than Pattaya. It was a little quieter, a little calmer. It's slowly kind of picking up speed. There's new condos being built out here. There's new night markets being built out here. So this area just seemed kind of like the up and coming area. And didn't have as many of the nightlife problems that kind of Pattaya's been having.
This feels more, how do you say, normal here.
Right.
I mean, meaning Pattaya is just adrenaline chaos.
Right. Yeah,
Jomtien also doesn't feel too, how do I say, it feels a little vanilla.
Right. It's a lot tamer, a lot calmer.
This
People
feels
kinda,
like it has a heart and soul.
Right.
In Pratumnak Hill.
This kind of area is kind of more of an area where you come to kind of live. Patty's kind of where you go to party, where you go to play, where you go to have fun, enjoy yourself, the nightlife. But out here, it's a little bit more normalized. It's a little bit more regular life. People doing normal things. They're not necessarily partying every night.
Yeah.
People live a very comfortable, nice life out here. You got nice little night markets. You get your fresh vegetables and all that stuff. You have a couple bars out here. You have some really good food diversity out here. You have us with the American style wings and some of the American style, comfort foods. You have pizza places down the hill. You have, there's a Jamaican fusion spot, Ann's Island down the hill. You got so many different choices of different things to eat down here that it's really comfortable to be just in this area.
Yeah, you don't need to leave, really.
Right.
Tell me, how did you decide on the business? Take us through the evolution.
Well, originally here, if you wanted really good American wings, the only place you really had was Hooters. So, eventually, we saw a need that we could fulfill. And I've always had good food, good wings. So I said, let me throw my hat in the ring and, open a business. And, share my talents with the rest of the people who are looking for real, authentic style American food.
What do you think moving here has been the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is leaving my Americanism back home. Is not expecting this place to be like what I left. Having patience that things aren't done the way we're used to them being done. Maybe sometimes things may not be done as efficiently as we think they should be doing, but for this area, it might make sense. I'll give you a little example. Me trying to get my electricity paid automatically out of my bank account. It took a couple trips back to the electric company, back to the bank, back to the electric, but by the end of the day, I had it done. And, so you just got to be a little bit more patient and understand things are not going to work the way they work in the U.S.
Well, listen, Kickin' Chicken. I'm going to put the link to your business in the description. And then for the rest of this episode, I'm doing 30 Thai cities in 30 days.
Nice.
If I was going to show them just one more night spot down the road here, which one should I take them to?
Ooh, that's a good. Ooh. Honestly, 7-Eleven. Most people at the.
Okay, I just took them there.
To the
I just took them to the
hill.
bottom one. That's right.
Sands Cafe has a beautiful view, so that would be one place I would
What
recommend.
about kind of one of these busy ones up here?
Lately, what I've been seeing a lot of people at Dom's Pizza.
Now, Tommy said to check out this place called Dom up here, but I just rode by, and it looks more like a restaurant. So I think what I'll do is, as we walk down this little alley, you can see there's quite a few night spots. Across the street it says Hard 8 Saloon, but here is Dom, which looks more like a dining experience. People out having dinner, and I don't think I want to sit here and have a dining experience right now. Just want to poke my head into one more spot and show you guys a little sample of the evening hour in Pratumnak Hill and what happens. We have a kind of an expat spot here where they're out here doing some barbecuing. Looks really good. And then we have a place called Pear Bar. So what else do we have up here? Just some closing thoughts. I'm loving Pratumnak Hill. I'll probably end up getting a place here just to have one. I love to mix it up a little bit, go from my spot in the south there where It's very tranquil, quiet, very few foreigners, and you come here and there's a sense of community with expats and talking to fellow Americans. But I think what I'll do, since in the last 3 vlogs here I've been Pratumnak Hill, Jomtien, and Pattaya, I think I'll do a live broadcast where we just have an open discussion. You can make comments. I'll talk about my experience at these 3 different areas of Pattaya, and it'll just be a live stream. If that interests you, leave a comment below. We'll schedule one in the next week or 2. Set a cup. Maybe I'll have a beer here. I'll have a Leo. Yeah? But yeah, comment below if you would like the idea of having a live stream where I can just share my experience about being in this area, the last 3 vlogs and previous times as well. And you guys can comment, we can interact, and some of you guys who are experts about the area can engage with people and help answer the questions. So that's it. I'm gonna hit the road in the morning, first thing, and head to Bangkok and prepare for the Thai New Year. Farewell from Pratumnak Hill.